from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call, you never seem to be home.
Let's go. I call but you don't answer, so I write this open letter. When I left, the world was broken, I just hope it's gotten better. You argue who's the greatest, I left quotes for y'all to measure. Y'all were focused on who's clever, I was focused on forever. Back when I would rock the hand-me-downs with holes inside my sweater. Thrift store shopping like I dove inside some treasure. Way before the Ben Haggerty's on these magazines, I was an average teen, not thinking about this thing called rap. Cause there's this thing called white, and there's this thing called black, and there's this thing called life, and I think we're all attached. It's funny how my train of thought runs on these things called tracks. Marty McFly, I'm in the future, try and bring y'all back.
My favorite whip, feel me? Taking off, that's gonna be in like 2 years. What up, guys? Captain O. Welcome to my show, Captain O Show. I'm out here at PDX today. About to go on here and find somewhere to film. Tell y'all my story and how I came from living in my car 3 years ago to being a pilot. PDX.
Million in a two-door Maserati, but somewhere in my stride we just started changing lives. You think I'm changing yours, but you really changing mine. From here to overseas, they put belief in my designs. It's getting deep, I feel the world is trying to sneak inside my mind. It's harder to define than artistry and rhyme. It seems like our journey is partially divine. I still have days where it isn't all sublime. Even though I'm on the grind, I gotta slow for the signs. And
so what are we documenting? Just a day in the life?
He got his private pilot's license.
Yeah. Oh, shut up! No way, congratulations, that's awesome! What?
Yeah, you see those tags? That's what it is.
Oh, that's what those represent. I see badass symbols over here. Okay.
So as you know, last Sunday, November 5th, I earned my private pilot's license. I'm now certified, FAA certified private pilot. But how did it get closer?
How did I accomplish this? Seeing the fact that just 3 years ago, I was living in my car. So that's what I'm going to kind of go over with you guys today about. When I came down here, decided to get back into it. We had some financial troubles. So I didn't even think it was going to happen. Like, I literally almost gave up. And then I was working one day, and a crew member, one of our private flight attendants, came up to me and he was like, "Hey, Captain O." He's like, "Yo, I love watching your videos, blah, blah, blah. It's awesome how you like travel all over the world and film your flight training." And he's like, "I was just telling these pilots about you." And then they brought me on board and they were talking to me. They were like, "Yeah, man, never give up. It's the best time ever in the world to be a pilot, this and that." And that really just sparked something in me that made me want to just try harder. I thought maybe I wasn't just going hard enough. Like, I don't know, maybe I expected like some blessing to fall out of heaven. Not that they don't, but you know what I'm saying? You got to put in the work and get in position to get blessed. So that's what we're going to get into. So while I'd be at work, you know, I'd have my headphones in underneath my rain gear, and I'd just be listening to motivational videos. And then it just snowballed, and then I just started grinding. I got into my studies. I started studying the material I need to pass the written. So I said, "Hey, let me knock out at least the written." You know, after almost 40 hours of flight training, I hadn't done the written because I didn't think I was going to be anywhere near there. So I was studying. I was keeping up with my studies, like on the internet, on my phone, but not really in the books like I needed to be. Took the written, passed it, 85%. I left. I decided to leave Horizon because really with flight training you can't get any help until after you already have your private. People always say, oh, there's scholarships out there, blah, blah, blah. No, there's no scholarships where you don't, if you do not have a private. Like, they will not help you until you get that private pilot's license. Trust me, we looked over this for years. There's a few, but there's almost no help before you go do it. So I was trying to figure out how the hell are you supposed to get this done if they won't even help you get to step one, you know? So I decided to leave the airline. Traveling was cool. It was awesome working there, you know, filming a video with the CEO and the chief pilot and all those guys, but I had to go out and get some money, because if you don't have the money, you can't become a pilot, period. So it's just figuring out how to get it and do it in an efficient way, and also get your flight training done. So that's what I did. I went and got hired at the railroad as a train crew. So I earned my conductor's license, also my remote control engineer license, and I'm also a switchman at the Union Pacific Railroad. And yeah, we make pretty good money. So that's how I was able to finance my training. Finally, after 8 years of trying to figure out how to make it happen, just to get to step one. So yeah, I earned a conductor's license at the Union Pacific, and I was going through training for all of that at the same time as I was doing my flight training. So I was mixing train information and plane information. It was crazy because during the week, I'm studying, I'm passing. We had 92 tests that we had to pass at the railroad, 92. So every other day we're getting tested, and then on the weekends I'm doing my flight lessons and studying that stuff. So it was pretty crazy. Like, now that everything's calmed down, I just realized like how my brain was like in the sixth gear and shit, because now it's like, it's weird. I'm just at home chilling, and it's like I feel like I should be doing something, because since July 3rd I've just been every single day, no weekends off, just grinding. And that's how I was able to make this happen. And the grind is important, because you gotta have in your mind that there's no time to waste. When you're trying to accomplish a goal, you gotta just grind, just work super hard. Like I said, no days off, not one, from July 3rd till November 5th, 2017, not one. Just trying to accomplish something, and I did. And this isn't the end of that. There's still instrument, commercial, multi-engine, and ATP, which is like your doctorates of flying, that I still have to accomplish. But now it's all down here from there, pretty much. I kind of made history on the 5th, because I'm the first African-American private pilot who got his flight hours training all over the world. As you know, if you watch my YouTube channel, I've done some training in South Africa, Panama, Puerto Rico, where else? Hawaii, Arizona, Oregon, Washington, a little bit of Michigan. Yeah, so quite a few states and a few countries. So I have to say that South Africa was probably the best place I flew, but Puerto Rico is probably the funnest, because over there we were like buzzing the beach at 120 knots at 500 feet, right at the legal altitude. So that was fun. And then we made a night landing with no lights. That was kind of fun too. So but yeah, it was great. So yeah, first African American private pilot to get his hours all over the world. It's not a huge deal, but it's still significant. And I'm also the first pilot in my family. All right, so the check ride. The check ride. Yeah. Luckily for me, I was wise enough to over-prepare. I was doing a lot of studying, especially in the last month before it. I had the private pilot oral. I was in that every day, all day. A lot of YouTube, a lot of this program called Bold Method, King's Ground School. All these things that you can study online and just in the books. So yeah, I prepared really well for it actually. I showed up and I was ready to answer pretty much any question. Didn't know everything, but 98% of information you can know for a private pilot check ride. I'm pretty sure I could give a solid answer on all of it. So I was ready for the worst, prepared for the worst, expecting the best, so showed up. The weather wasn't looking too good. It was kind of crappy. There was high winds at like 3,000 feet. It was blowing like 15, gusting to like 26. Not really good flying weather for a check ride. There was unstable atmosphere in the area, showers, cumulus clouds, stuff that makes a good flight. Not for VFR anyway, because as a private pilot you're restricted to VFR flying until you get your instrument rating. So anyway, so we we went through the IACRA, signed it, got all the documents together, me and the DPE. We went upstairs and we started on my oral exam. First part is you do the oral, and then what part you do? What's going on, man? Good. How are you? Oh yeah? Yeah. Knocking it out, man.
When you get it done, if you want to go to Saipan, man,
All right,
a lot of fun out there.
Yeah.
Tropical paradise. What are you up to now?
I'm just making a video updating my story about talking about my check ride and all that. It's all good. It's all good. It's one of our Horizon pilots here. My supporters, So we went upstairs for the oral portion, and it was pretty chill actually. He wasn't like a dick or anything like that. He just asked me basic things. We were kind of laughing and joking around about everything. He asked me a little bit about airspace, a little bit about weather minimums, what I would and wouldn't do. I informed him that there was the route I planned was Pearson to Boeing Field, and I informed him that there was a TFR over the temporary flight restriction, which you don't want to fly through, so you get in big trouble. There was one of those over the stadium, which was right next to Boeing Field, so I let him know about that, and then he asked me to read the MADAR report and the TAPs and all that, and I did that, no problem. He asked me a few more common sense questions, like if it's a hot day in the summertime, you're in a high airport with a runway length. It was like 3,300 feet, and like we went to the takeoff distance, and he was like, would you try and make this on a hot day? And it's like add 15% for like a tailwind and all that other stuff, and I was like, nah, no way. So basically, it was just making sure I was safe and I had good decision-making skills for the most part. Nothing too crazy. He asked me a few challenging questions, but I just thought about them, took my time, and came with the best answer, and I passed. So he liked what I said. He didn't have any concerns with the oral portion at all. Then we went out to the airplane. We pre-flighted. Flawless pre-flight. There was a flat spot on our right tire, as you saw today. Same flat spot as there, but there was no cord showing, so that was the only issue with the pre-flight. And I determined it was airworthy, and he agreed. So we took off. We did a short field takeoff like we did today. We took off to the west side of Lake Vancouver. First thing we did, he gave me a diversion. He told me to fly my headings on my flight plan. Then he gave me a diversion. We diverted to Woodland. Found the direction, gave him a heading, a distance, time, and fuel burn. He's like, okay, good. He's like, okay, climb me up to whatever we went up to. I was expecting a lot of wind up there, as the weather report said, but when I got up there, it was smooth as butter. There was no wind. It was like no clouds in the area. It was pretty crazy, just smoothed out. So we got up there. He's like, okay, give me a power off stall. Or no, he did slow flight first. So we went in slow flight. He had me turn to a few headings. We did that. And he said, give me a power off stall. So it was already in power off stall configuration. So I just got a heading, got settled, and pulled back on the controls. Stall horn went off. Held it, stalled. Full power. Carpet in full power. Flaps 20. Get your airspeed and start climbing again. Flaps 10, flaps up, and get reconfigured. Then he said, okay, give me a power on stall. So takeoff configuration, no flaps.
carb heat out, back to 1500, slow down to 55 knots rotation speed, bring the yoke back in the chest, full carb heat in, full power, and it doesn't want to stall because you got all that power, and then you pull back and it comes up, and then finally it stalls, and you just recover, same thing. Then he had me give him a steep turn to the left, a steep turn to the right. I killed it, and then he did an engine out over Scappoose, killed that too, did everything perfect. Then we did a soft field landing, then we did like 3 short field landings. So I kept either going short or going past my mark, so we did like 3 of them, and then finally got it. Dropped it right on the 1,000 feet markers, and we started returning towards Pearson. We did turns around a point, around this boathouse or whatever we found, and we came back and landed at Pearson, and that was that. He signed my temporary certificate, signed it, and got my private pilot's license. So you come over here, you click your little check-in, type in the confirmation code, print out your little boarding pass, go over there to the security checkout, show them your ID and your boarding pass, and then you get on the airplane. Step 1, greet you guys like, hey, it's Captain O, welcome aboard. Thank you for flying with Alaska. So that's what we do. Just gonna run up here to the parking garage and get the car. Get out of here.
Yeah, I know the button, sorry. I'm like torpedo terminal. And we're going down. Yeah. Okay, well he hit 7, which is up.
Let's see which one it goes to.
Okay. It's probably going down first.
Alaska only operates 737, everything else is Horizon or Skyway. Like that down there, that's an E-175, and there's 2 next to it, they're 737. Those are Alaska.